Okay, so practice tips for the New World Symphony excerpt for all-state final round. First thing we want to consider is making sure that you have a clean start. You want to make sure that the judges don't hear you picking out that first high note right here. One of the things that you can do, since you're starting with the first or second finger, is you can very lightly pluck with your left pinky to make sure that the note is in tune, or you can very discreetly bring your right hand up and very lightly check that first note by plucking it. But please do not bow your first note because the judges might dock points for that. Secondly, it is important that when you practice this tremolo section, it is very easy to lose count of how many beats the sustained passage is actually being played. So I recommend that when you play this, even at slower medium passages, play it as groups of 16th notes. Just think 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. This does two things for you. A, it helps you keep track of the notes when you are performing it in front of judges without the aid of a metronome. It also makes sure that you are set up to play these groups of 16th notes in bar 91. I would also recommend that you think of this whole thing in terms of 16th notes just throughout this entire passage, because it's very easy once you get to this passage to start rushing. And even when you get to the easier part, you still have to think in terms of 16th notes. 1 eanda, 1 and da 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 da, 1 eanda, 1 eanda, da 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 da, 1 eanda da. So it would not hurt to practice this in subdivided 16th notes to make sure that you're not rushing this passage, because if you start going too fast here, you're going to be in trouble here. As far as this descending chromatic passage, you have any number of fingerings that will work, but I would recommend you write it down because it's very easy to just sort of improvise a fingering when you're practicing these descending chromatic passages. So you want to write in the one that you're going to consistently practice so that you don't surprise yourself when you're performing in front of judges.